Well, good morning. Welcome. This is Kathy with FBCC, and we're here for our week 2 of Workforce Flathead Opportunity Fair. This week, we're featuring tourism, hospitality, retail opportunities for individuals who are looking for those sorts of challenges. We are excited to have with us today Roam Beyond, and we have with us Patrick Hutchison. So Patrick, welcome. We're so glad that you're with us. And I guess before we get started, I'd like to say if there are any questions, individuals attending can feel free to put them in the Q&A section. If you're on your phone, usually you'll have to tap your phone and it will show up at the bottom of your screen. So all of these videos will live on the Job Service Kalispell YouTube channel for further sharing and viewing, as well as the Kalispell Chamber's workforceflathead.com site. The link will be there as well. So with that, let us begin. Patrick, can you tell us a little bit about Roam and what it is you do and what you're looking for?
Absolutely. Well, hi, everybody. As she said, my name is Patrick Hutchison. I work with Roam Beyond as the regional site manager. And we've been in the sort of Whitefish, Flathead County area just since December. So we're very new to the area, but the company has been around for about 3 years, primarily in Washington State. And we moved out here because our owner has family out here and they've loved the area for, decades. And we're really excited to be able to bring the Roam Beyond experience out here and share it with everybody. So I'm going to share my screen here. I've got a little presentation and hopefully I don't screw this up. Let's see. One second.
Mm-hmm. Technology always takes a minute.
Okay. All right, is that showing up?
It is.
Okay.
And as long as do you have sound with this as well?
No, I'll
Okay.
be the only sound.
Sounds good.
I got songs to sing and everything.
Right on.
Okay, Roam Beyond is hiring. So to just talk a little bit about what the Roam Beyond experience is, I think that a lot of people associate it primarily with the actual lodging type that we have, which are hand-built wooden sort of camper trailers. But really the Roam Beyond experience is about more than the cabins, the trailers themselves. It's really about creating unique lodging opportunities in really stunning environments and being able to provide guests with fully immersive restorative experiences in nature, direct access to outdoor recreation, all while sort of blending, sustainable and socially conscious practices in with all of that. So, we originally started as purely off-grid experiences. So all of the trailers have solar panels and battery banks and, all of their, the toilet waste and water, it's all self-contained in the unit. So it really allowed us to create some pretty unique experiences when we got started, being able to take those and put those environments where, other lodging didn't exist. And originally those were just seasonal experiences. So we'd, set up for the summer and guests would come and enjoy the area. And then we'd, just move off the land in the winter and allow that environment to regenerate. And it was a pretty amazing opportunity to, introduce people to areas where, they normally wouldn't have the opportunity to stay there unless they were, say, camping. A lot of people will sort of think of us as glamping. And that's, in many ways fairly accurate. They are sort of similar to camping experiences. People are having fires outside, but inside, they have heated mattress pads and cooktops and refrigerators and showers and toilets and all that kind of stuff. So really it's about bringing sort of at-home comforts into rustic outdoor environments and kind of creating that, perfect blend. And so we are offering two kind of big experiences, which is summer and winter. So in the summer, we're really trying to promote, off-grid adventure base camp, whether that's for adventure travelers or families kind of looking for more comforts than they would normally get for camping. really kind of creating that like summer camp energy and vibe and atmosphere. And also hoping to incorporate, as we've done in the past, some farm to table, food events and beverage experiences, whether that's inviting a winery on site or, one of the distilleries in the area. And then we're also hoping to launch opportunities for weddings and corporate retreats and things like that in the future. We've done some of those in the past, but we've never really done weddings, which is going to be a new thing for us, hopefully this summer and fall and winter and so on. In the winter, this was our first winter in having the cabins operational, and it was really an incredible learning experience. But we had a great time, and guests had a great time. We built some additional structures for extra protection, as you can see in this picture, some awnings, and people had a great time. Being able to snowshoe, right out their door, being able to do fat tire biking. Using us as a base camp to get up to Whitefish and go skiing, whatever it is. It was pretty fun to be able to, put the trailers in some snow and see what they did. And it worked out great. And we're looking forward to another winter season. Now, I'm going to take you through some pictures. We have, as of right now, 2 primary locations. So our biggest one is out in Columbia Falls, not too far from Glacier National Park. And that's going to be our first, what we're calling our flagship destination. So that will be year round. And it's a beautiful 20-acre ranch. And we've got, sort of iconic Montana lodges and barns and things like that we've turned into communal spaces. And this is at our Columbia Falls location. These pictures are, you can see some of the lodges in the background there. This is one of our communal spaces at Columbia Falls. We call it the schoolhouse, and it's a place where guests can come and get coffee and tea in the morning, and then at night, come and play board games or, have hot cocoa or a glass of wine or whatever they want, and really enjoy the space. This is our barn where we've, set up a lot of barbecues. Something that's pretty classic for Roam Beyond experiences, protected cooking and dining areas outside. So we always sort of have, a place where people can still get outside and cook, kind of no matter what the season is. This is what we call one of our haven experiences. So a little bit more private, more secluded. People get their own tent, as you can see there, that has, barbecues and outdoor furniture and that kind of thing. So really sort of like the ultimate kind of, glamping experience. And we're going to be hiring for 2 positions right now, primarily. And I forgot to mention our other location. So we have our flagship location in Columbia Falls, and then our other location is in Whitefish. So in the winter, we're actually in partnership with the Whitefish Bike Retreat. So their campsites sort of become our cabin sites. And then this summer, we've just launched our new site, which is going to be at Lower Stillwater Lake, in partnership with the new owners of Stillwater Landing, which if you're local to the area is probably a very familiar place to you. And so we're actually right now in the process of moving everything from the bike retreat down to Lower Stillwater Lake, and excited to be able to have sort of a rustic lakeside getaway for this summer. So we're hiring for 2 positions, housekeeping and a guest experience manager. So housekeeping is pretty straightforward. It's, cleaning, sanitizing, and restocking cabins, doing laundry, washing linens, keeping those communal spaces tidy and stocked. And because of, sort of the flow of guests, really looking for a preference of people that have availability, Sunday through kind of Wednesday. The other position is a little bit more unique, guest experience manager, and that's someone who acts as a sort of concierge, so really curating the guest experience. And that means, communicating with them before they arrive, and while they're on site, suggesting trails and activities for them to do. They're also helping to manage, site facilities, keep everything in working order, sort of coordinate with housekeeping staff to make sure that trailers are getting cleaned and flipped and beds made before the next guests arrive. And they're normally going to work, sort of more of an afternoon into the evening hours, and that's going to include weekends and holidays. Sort of our outdoor, or our ideal candidates are, we really are interested in getting someone local that really knows the area trails and activities and events. We're, very new. And so a lot of things are getting, figured out day to day. So someone that's a real critical thinker and can be sort of a strategic multitasker is wonderful. Someone that's willing to work evenings, weekends, and holidays, as, understandably, a lot of our guests are, coming to us during those time periods. The summer is going to be amazing. I'm very excited not to be working in snow, but long term, we will be outside in inclement weather, filling water tanks and running around and things like that. So, plan on working outside even in inclement weather. And, for the guest experience manager in particular, anyone that's handy, experienced with landscaping, plumbing, electrical, woodworking, all of that kind of thing is ideal. Something that we do ask of all employees is that they follow strict adherence to COVID safety protocols for as long as that's relevant. We do not discriminate on the basis of race, color, religion, gender identity, everything. We're inclusive of everyone, and we encourage everyone to come here and enjoy this experience and make the best of their time. And we also demonstrate commitment to environmentally conscious practices and sustainable, leave no trace guidelines. So, whether that's recycling or compost or whatever we're doing, always sort of maintaining a commitment to that. For benefits, just real quick, and I know we're getting close to Q&A time. We offer competitive salary, benefit eligibility for full-time employees after 2 months. There is, for the right candidate, the potential for on-site housing for the guest experience manager here at our Columbia Falls location. And really, I think that the most exciting thing is, we have a very small, very tight-knit team. And, we get to work in, just by default in incredibly beautiful locations all the time. And because we're, a very small team, I think that there's an incredible opportunity to grow with the company. We have our flagship location now and sort of a seasonal spot in Whitefish. But, over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, we're hoping to expand to, dozens of locations in Montana and beyond. So I think real great opportunity to grow with a very fun company. And with that, I think I've covered everything. I'm sure I forgot some things. Would love any questions, whether that's now or later. And I know at the end of the presentation, there's going to be an email address that people can send, resumes and questions and any of that kind of thing too. So for right now, if anyone's got a question, happy to take a stab at it.
Yes, well, Patrick, thank you. This is Kathy. I have a couple of questions. You mentioned some things that you're looking for the manager position. For the housekeeping type of position, is that entry level? Do people need experience? Can they hop on into that?
No, I think really for the housekeeping position, one of the most challenging things is because the cabins are very small. It's only 120 square feet or so. And we are sort of, a luxury brand. So incredible attention to detail is very, very important. When you're in a very small space, the tiniest details are noticed a lot more. And so, really being able to have to follow like a checklist to make sure that every little detail is finished is super, super important. And really, anyone that's sort of got that attention to detail and is open to it, I think that we're willing to train anyone. So definitely an entry level position.
Okay, that's great that you're willing to train. That's terrific. It could be a good start for someone.
Yeah.
And you mentioned your enthusiasm for how you're growing, and you're going from your winter season to your summer season. So looking into your crystal ball into the future, what are you most excited about with your company?
I think that the most exciting thing is really being able to be super creative. Every time that we go to a new location and set up camp for the first time, we kind of have the ability to imagine what would our own sort of dream experience be like? What if we were going to be guests here? what would be amazing to see. And so, for instance, at the Columbia Falls location, we're lucky enough to have a really beautiful pond. And so we're always thinking about, oh, for the summer, you know, it would be amazing. Let's get paddle boards and, you know, let's have, you know, fly fishers out here to, you know, offer people lessons and that sort of thing. So really the kind of the sky's the limit on imagining what we can make these experiences include. And I think that that's really fun to sort of be on a team that gets to come up with those things and then create them and then watch as guests experience for the first time and have those you know, reactions and things is really, really fun. And, you know, also being able to introduce guests, you know, from out of state and from wherever they are to locations that they've never seen before and really present them, you know, in as best of possible setting as we can. And, you know, that's been pretty easy out here in Montana. People are just, you know, blown away by the beauty.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel fortunate to live here.
Yeah.
Well, and I believe you mentioned this, but this slide that you have up right now
Yeah.
with the two cabins, roughly what neck of the woods is that?
So this is in Columbia Falls, and it's just south of Columbia Falls itself, maybe about 10 minutes south. It's just off of Middle Road. So what you're seeing in the background there is the Swan Range, and I think just out of frame is Mount Doris. And so yeah, this is our Columbia Falls location is sort of the lodge, and all the buildings are kind of in the center of the property. And then on both ends of the property, we have these big, like 6-acre open pastures, and that's where these two cabins are set up as one of those, you know, open fields that just have these stunning panoramic views of the mountains.
Oh, it looks amazing. And I imagine you're going to have many people who want to stay there as well, along with me. So do you have anything you'd like to say to kind of sum up what you've shared today? And then we'll put up your slide with contact information and your website where people can, I imagine, see some beautiful pictures.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting your question about the entry-level position for housekeeping. I think that the same, you know, in many ways applies to the guest experience manager as well. And really what we're looking for is people that are flexible, you know, it sounds cliche to say hard workers, adaptable, but really people who are just, you know, friendly and fun to work with and communicative. I mean, we can train almost anyone to do the actual, you know, elements of the job, but really someone that's, you know, just enjoyable to be around is an incredible candidate. And I think, you know, we're really excited to be able to have the opportunity to present here and hopefully get some local people that have a lot of that local knowledge that, you know, our team sort of lacks right now. A lot of us are from Washington State, and so we're really kind of dying to get people that know the area better than us and can kind of relay that information to our guests.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are a lot of wonderful people here who I'm sure could share. So with that, I'm going to put up the slide that has your website and your contact information.
Yep.
And here we go. So with that being said, today's video will be on Job Service Kalispell's YouTube channel for people to take a look at, to share with their friends. It will also be on the Kalispell Chamber's workforceflathead.com site, that link. So thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, Patrick and Rome, and we look forward to seeing all the exciting things that you do.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.